Hello everyone. So the next topic which we will be going to discuss is about the chloroplast. So chloroplast is found in the plant cell. So it is the main, what are the main functions of chlorophyll? What is chloroplast? Through a diagrammatic representation, what are all the structures which are involved in the chloroplast will be discussed in these slides. So let's start with the first slide. Introduction. So chloroplast, they are found in the green plants and algae. Chloroplasts are also called the food producers of the plants. So they are the food producers of the plants. They are found in the guard cells. They contains high concentration of the chlorophyll and they help in trapping the sunlight. They will help in trapping the sunlight and they will be responsible for the food production or the glucose production in case of the plants. So they can reproduce itself. So the chloroplast can reproduce itself. So what are the characteristics of chloroplasts? So chloroplasts, they are recognizable from the other plastids by their color, shape, structure and function, and they are green due to the presence of the chlorophyll pigments that occur in abundance. So chloroplasts are green in color because of why they are green in color? Because of the presence of chlorophyll pigments that occur in abundance. The two most common types are chlorophyll, which is present in chloroplast, are chlorophyll A and the chlorophyll B. So there are basically two types of chlorophyll which are commonly found in the chloroplast. That is chlorophyll A and the chlorophyll B. So other than this, there are various other chlorophyll pigments which are present. That is chlorophyll C, chlorophyll D and chlorophyll F. This is the structure of chloroplast. In this, what we are showing is, this is a plant cell and here they are showing the structure of the chloroplast, a magnified view of the chloroplast. So here, this part is called the stroma. This is the inner membrane, this is the outer membrane, and the space between them is the intermembrane space. This is a starch granule that is displayed in the white. The small portions are ribosomes, then plastoglobule. This is the plastoglobule. This is a chloroplast DNA. This is a granulum. Then these are the thylakoids and this is the lamella. So this is the structure of the chloroplast. Now the chloroplasts, they are found in all the higher plants. We have already discussed that these are present in all the higher plants. So what is the shape of the chloroplast? It is oval or biconvex. So it is found within the mesophils of the plant cells. So where they are found? They are found in the mesophils of the plant cells. So the size of the chloroplast usually varies between 4 to 6 micrometer in diameter and 1 to 3 micrometer in the thickness. So what is the size of the size and thickness has been discussed. So what have they? They are double membrane organelles. For example, they have the inner membrane and they have the outer membrane. So, and the space between them was the intermembrane space. So there are two distinct regions which is present inside the chloroplast, that is grana and the stroma. So it was already displayed in the or labeled in the diagram which was shown in the previous slide. So granas are made up of stacks of disc-shaped structures known as thylakoids. So they are known as thylakoids. So the grana or the chloroplast, they consist of chlorophyll pigments and are the functional unit of the chloroplast. So these are the functional units of the chloroplast. The stroma, it is a homogeneous matrix and it contains grana and it is similar to the cytoplasm in the cells. So all the organelles are embedded. Stroma, that was being depicted in the previous slide only, it contains various enzymes. For example, it contains ribosomes, it contains DNA and many other substances. So stroma function, they the lamina of the stroma lamella, what they do is they function by connecting the stakes of the thylakoid sacs. So the thylakoid sacs were like this only. So they function by connecting the stacks by the thylakoid sacs. Then membrane envelope. So it comprises of an inner and outer bilayer membrane. So inner membrane separates the stroma from the intermembrane space. So this is the stroma and this is the inner membrane space, and intermembrane space is also been shown here. So this is the membrane envelope. So it comprises the inner and the outer bilayer membrane. Then what about the intermembrane space? This is the intermembrane space. So where it is present? It is present between the inner membrane and the outer membrane. So this is the intermembrane space. Now thylakoid system. The system which is suspended in the stroma. So it is a collection of membranous sacs called thylakoids. So it is the membranous sacs which is called as thylakoids. The green colored pigments called chlorophyll are found in the thylakoid membranes. So it is a site for the process of light dependent reactions of the photosynthesis process. So the thylakoids, they are arranged in stacks which is known as grana, and each granum contains 10 to 20 thylakoids. So each granum, it contains 10 to 20 thylakoids. So the thylakoids are being depicted here, that these are the thylakoids here. So what they are? They are 10 to 20 granums that are being at each other, and they are forming a stake, or they are connecting these thylakoids together. So in this slide we are discussing about stroma. Stroma, it is a colorless alkaline aqueous protein rich fluid which is present within the inner membrane. So this is the inner membrane. So it has been surrounded by the inner membrane. So stroma, it is a alkaline aqueous protein rich fluid within the inner membrane and of the chloroplast present surrounding the grana. So it is present which is surrounding the grana. Now what is grana? Grana, they are the sites of conversion of light energy into the chemical energy. So the function here is the conversion of light energy into the chemical energy. Then chlorophyll. Chlorophyll, it is basically a green color pigment because of which the leaves are green in color. So they helps in the photosynthesis process, and they also helps to capture the light, the sunlight, so that the production of food can be done in case of the plants. Now it was all the structures have been discussed. What is the chloroplast, which has been discussed. The shape of the chloroplast and the diameter and size of the chloroplast has been discussed. Then what are the functions of the chloroplast? So first of all, it is the site of photosynthesis. The process of photosynthesis is because of the because of this only. So the most important function is to provide food by the process of the photosynthesis. Chloroplast, what does it do? It produces, along with the nucleus, the ER, that is the endoplasmic reticulum, and the cell membrane, and the chloroplast also plays an integral part in the pathogen defense. So it plays an integral part in the pathogen defense. The components of chloroplast, they participate in several regulatory functions of the cell as well as the photorespiration. So they perform several regulatory functions. So chloroplasts also provide diverse metabolic activities for the plant cells, including the synthesis of fatty acids, membrane lipids, isoprenoids, tetrapyrrole, starch, and hormones. So they play a very diverse metabolic activities in case of the plant cells. So the chloroplast with the nucleus and the cell membrane and the ER, they are the key organelles of the pathogen defense. So these are the key organelles. And chloroplast can serve as a cellular sensors. So these also serve as a cellular sensors. These are